It's Friday, January 4th. The Supreme Court will today fix a date for the hearing of the Ayodhya Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid title suit appeals, a development that could likely impact the course of politics in the lead up to the 2019 general election. So, will the matter be taken up immediately for hearing? In October last year, the court had said the appropriate bench to be constituted in January will decide whether the actual hearing will be in January, February, or March. It appears unlikely that a decision from the top court on the appeal against the 2010 Allahabad High Court judgment, which ordered that the land be divided equally among three parties, the Sunni Waqf Board, the Nirmohi Akhada, and Ram Lalla, will come before parliamentary elections scheduled for April and May. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad, which played a big role in the demolition of the Babri Masjid in December 1992, the spark that lit the fire of communal violence across the country and altered the course of politics in India, has been demanding that a law be brought to enable the construction of a Ram temple in Ayodhya. Prime Minister Modi, in an interview with news agency ANI earlier this week, had responded to the demand, saying, "Let the judicial process take its own course," and indicated his government is not considering bringing an ordinance to facilitate the building of a temple.
न्याय की प्रक्रिया को न्याय के तरीके से चलने दिया जाए, उसको राजनीति के तराजू से न तोला जाए और मामला न्यायपालिका में है उसको पूर्ण किया जाए। न्यायपालिका से आने के बाद सरकार की जिम्मेवारी जहां शुरू होती है, हम पूरी तरह प्रयास करने के लिए तैयार हैं।
The VHP has reacted sharply to the Prime Minister's remarks, saying, quote, "Hindu society cannot wait for eternity." BJP ally Shiv Sena has also been critical of the Prime Minister. Now, what about the Babri Masjid demolition case itself? What is the status of the trial? In May 2017, a CBI special court framed charges of criminal conspiracy against 12 people, including senior BJP leaders L.K. Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi and Uma Bharti, after the Supreme Court ordered their prosecution for conspiracy. The top court also directed that the trial be concluded in 2 years. It also barred the transfer of the judge until such time that the trial is complete. In September 2018, the Supreme Court asked the judge hearing the matter to explain how he intends to complete the trial by April 2019, the deadline stipulated by the top court. US President Donald Trump mocked Prime Minister Modi on Wednesday when he suggested India's aid to Afghanistan was meager and some of it of no use.
I could give you an example where I get along very well with India and Prime Minister Modi, but he's constantly telling me he built a library in Afghanistan. Okay, a library. That's like, you know what that is? That's like 5 hours of what we spend. And he tells it, and he's very smart. And we're supposed to say, "Oh, thank you for the library." I don't know who's using it in Afghanistan.
To cite some facts, India has been a constant partner of the country since US-led forces overthrew the Taliban regime in 2001. Named Afghanistan's biggest regional donor with a $3 billion assistance program, India has built more than 2,500 miles of roads, dams, hydropower plants, and also financed the construction of the new Afghan parliament building. While it is unclear which library Trump is referring to, apart from offering 1,000 Afghan students yearly scholarships to India and funding the construction of an elite college in Kandahar, India has constantly been involved in education in that country. News agency PTI quoted official sources as rejecting the US president's jibe, saying India may be building small libraries as part of the Community Development Initiative, but most of its investments in Afghanistan were on mega infrastructure projects, including the 218-kilometer road from Zaranj to Delaram, the Salma Dam, and the new Afghan parliament building. India has also been supplying military equipment to Afghanistan, besides providing training to hundreds of Afghan security personnel. Developmental assistance, the official sources asserted, can play a major role in transforming Afghanistan. A pacemaker for the brain, developed by engineers at UC Berkeley, could potentially put an end to tremors and jolts faced by Parkinson's and epilepsy patients, it is claimed. Defined as a progressive nervous system disorder caused by an imbalance of the chemical dopamine in the brain, Parkinson's affects movements, causing sudden jolts and tremors. Now, the device called WAND, or Wireless Artifact-Free Neuromodulation Device, detects abnormal activity in disease-affected parts of the brain and sends electric stimuli to smoothen out the consequences, just like a pacemaker works in the heart. What makes Parkinson's or epilepsy very challenging to treat, according to Berkeley News, is that electrical signatures that precede a seizure or tremor can be extremely subtle, and the frequency and strength of electrical stimulation required to prevent them equally touchy. WAND is able to tackle both these problems, claim researchers, as it is able to both record activity in the brain and stimulate it in real time. So far, WAND has been tested to recognize and delay arm movements in monkeys, and the device is yet to be refined for human use. The team submitted their findings in a paper in Nature magazine. And finally, Miss Africa isn't just fabulous, she's also on fire, literally. In a freak accident, Miss Congo Dorcas Dienda's hair caught fire during the crowning ceremony, presumably sparked from onstage fireworks. The fire was quickly put out and Dienda went on to celebrate her victory with fans. The event, however, is a good reminder of the presence of potentially flammable substances in hair care products. You have a good hair day and a good weekend. See you Monday. Love your morning fix? Help support our journalism. Subscribe to Scroll Plus using the link in the description.